Hello, everybody. I hope you're good, guys, and I hope everything is fantastic out there. And God is blessing you and is with you. All right. I want to talk about something, guys, which I'm going to give you one of the reasons that I get joyful of when I think about my relationship with God. Or let me say, my reason why I get excited to have God in my life. All right. Um, uh, to have God in my life, and also why I am joyful to actually have somebody like God in my life. All right. Or actually say, to be or to love God in a way. All right. And actually experience His presence and experience Him in my life. All right. Now there are a lot of reasons that I can state, but I'm not going to go. I'm going to just to give you this one because for me, every time I think about this reason, it makes me excited. It makes me to be at ease. It makes me to not worry. Just like what the Bible says, do not worry what you are, and stuff like that. Now, there is now life can bring a lot of things. Life can bring unexpected things. All right, life can bring expected and unexpected things. All right, now while we go through all those things that are expected and those things that are not expected, we face a lot of things. And so sometimes you find yourselves in a corner. We find ourselves in a corner, and you don't know what to say. You don't know what to who to talk to. Yes, you've got friends, but you are in your space. You are in your corner. You don't want to talk to anybody. All right, you don't want to talk to anybody, but you do want to voice out. You do want to release. You do want to cry. You do want to just let go of whatever that you are feeling, the emotions, everything that you are feeling inside of you. All right, now one of the reasons that makes me excited to have God, it is the fact that every time I go through things, every time I go through difficult times in life, I face difficult situations, I face pain, I face all everything that lives will bring. All right, it is that when I go through those things, there is a place where I can go. And if I don't feel like talking to anybody else, if I don't feel like talking to anybody, if I feel like talking but not to anybody that I can see, I can go into the space where God is. I can go into my space, into the space where me and God actually meet, all right, which we call it prayer, all right. For me, I call it a place of communication between me and God, where I release, where I let go, where I just make sure that I release everything that I feel, because I know that when I'm in that space, there is no one who's going to judge me. There is no one who's going to tell anybody what I am feeling. And even this, that would be the space where I cry out. I let go of my tears without being judged, without being looked at otherwise. All right. So that is one of the reasons that I actually appreciate to have God in my life. I've got somebody that I can depend on. I've got somebody that I can rely on. I have somebody that I can talk to. I have somebody that I can release my feelings to. I can release everything that I feel. I talk about everything when I'm in that space. If there is something that worries me, if there is somebody who said anything and I didn't like or anything like that, I release everything to God and I tell God and make sure that while I am talking and releasing my feelings, I actually also listen to what God has, because communication is between two people. You say whatever, and God, I believe God responds every time, and He tells you sometimes, especially if you are in a problem where you need a solution, God can give you a solution sometimes if we actually listen. That's why when I approach the space between me and God, I go there, and I go there with a mentality of saying, I want to also listen to God. I'm not just going to go blah, 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 blah without listening. Because in our prayers or in our talking to God, I believe that there are solutions from God if the situation needs a solution. And I can tell you now that every time I come out from that space, I become okay. I become fine. There is no problem. And I make sure that I release everything. And that is my therapeutic I can say my therapeutic space in a way, okay, between me and God. But of course, it is beyond that. When you have that relationship with God, a communication with God, it is beyond just a therapeutic. All right, it is something deeper. So that is actually one of the reasons that I appreciate God in my life, and I appreciate His presence in my life, that I can be able to release things, I can be able to talk to Him, He can be able to respond to me, and we have that kind of a communication relationship with God. And I'm actually happy that, when Jesus Christ came, one of the things that He did, He broke down the wall between us and God. In other words, we are able, one day I will make a video where I am talking about that in the Bible, where Jesus Christ broke down the wall. In other words, we were able, or we were given, okay, that access to the Father. You remember in the olden days, Old Testament, people would not go into the Holy of the Holies, or where God actually, into a place where they will say, well, whatever that they want to say. They will go through a priest, go through somebody. But Jesus Christ, when He came, He broke that down, and we are able to access God. That is why I say, every time I go to God, I go to God with a mentality of communicating with God, because God is my God. Okay, He's my God. When He saved me, He saved me. That is why you don't get saved because your family is saved. You don't get born again because your family is born again, because your father is born again. You get born again yourself individually. All right, that's why that space with me and God, it is a very important space to me, because that's where I release things. That's where I let go of a lot of things, especially if I'm going through things. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean that people must not talk to other people if you feel like talking. I'm talking like this if you find yourself, to be honest with me, guys. I know that we all have our own way of dealing with things, but that for me, that's a foundation. That's where I start. All right, that's where I start, because that's where I get relief. That's where I get to be at ease and to come down, and be able to understand certain things. Because, as I said, when you are in communication with God in your space, or I can call it prayer, all right, you are communicating with God, and you will come out, I believe, better, and also will come out with solutions if you need solutions. That is if we are able and we make ourselves available for God to talk to us, and we actually release whatever that we want. Remember, God knows everything, guys. There is nothing that He doesn't know. So I think, guys, that's what I wanted to say to you. You can comment in the comment section and tell me what is your communication with God. Do you think that also that is your space, and also how do you approach your space with God? Okay, you don't have to reveal a lot of things. Just you can say, for me, when I go through things, I deal with them in this way. Maybe I pray first, or maybe I just you can just let's just to talk about it. Okay, thank you, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And please share the video if you like it, and like the video, of course, guys. And also, if you are on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. That will be appreciated. Thank you so much. You have a good and a fantastic day. God bless you.